A few months ago, we were streaming music in this very garage, and we got a submission from an individual named Ari Rivera.
Last night, we went to my favorite diner, listening to you talk about Ohio.
Immediately after listening, I was floored. For me, this prompted a pretty intense spiral down a wormhole of fandom for Mr. Rivera, and it feels like I found his music at a very interesting time. On the first Wednesday of every month, a DIY venue in Boyle Heights, California is taken over by Ari Rivera's music collective, Harcourt Paloma. The collective features artists like Macy May, Mikey Mew, and Anderson Howe. The Residency as a general concept sort of feels like a dying breed, but if there's one thing that's become apparent to me in my short stint of awareness for Harcourt Paloma, it's that they aren't particularly concerned what is normal and what is not. When the industry goes one way, they go the other. I feel like that sense of artistic singularity is something that you only find in very, very special artists. And I can attest to the fact that it feels like Harcourt Paloma is a very special group of artists playing at a very special place in Makeout music. It's incredible that it's happening once a month. Mr. Ari, that was an incredible showing, my friend. How are you feeling right now?
Feel really good. I thought that the show was great. Bands were incredible. After killed it. Fat Evil Children killed it. Anderson Howe, one of the greatest songwriters right now. I didn't expect that many people to come, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they did. Hearing people sing the songs back to me was an insane feeling.
Is that like the first time that you've had that?
Oh, yeah. No, never before. So
cool.
To have that, you know, the night of the day after the EP drops, it was incredible, and I'm just so grateful. Now it kind of feels like people who come into these shows are here for us and for the community, and that's more important to me than anything, than like the crowd or playing a big room. Yeah, like you said, I'm sure you know, there's nothing as gratifying as having people around and people who are like-minded and want to do what you want to do and like the things you do, and that's what this was. It felt like everybody here was friends, even though they didn't know each other.
The energy in the room at this show was absolutely undeniable. Something I've gathered from speaking with Ari about Harcourt Paloma is just how important their sense of community is. They truly value the relationships amongst not only the members of the collective, but the community that they're extending a hand to. They've long referred to themselves as friendship music, and that feels like such an apt description of what they're building. It's a group of people that care about each other, not only as musicians and as collaborators, but as people.
We met Ari sometime at the end of last year. He closed out the night for Georgie. My partner Jeff and I were freaking out because the set was so good. We're like, we gotta invite this kid back. 4 shows later, here we are.
Have you guys done like a residency of this nature before or anything like this?
No, this is the first time we've ever done a residency. We're doing the first Wednesday of every month until August of 2024. If we believe in an artist, we want to see them grow and develop as an artist, then, you know, why not use our space to help them kind of develop what they need to do to get to the next level. I got into music to, you know, help develop artists and make sure that like they're given the right tools to succeed. And now I'm in a position where like I have a bunch of tools, and hopefully like the artists, you know, that we get to work with, you know, they get to use the tools that we've developed, and, you know, eventually they can succeed.
I think it's so cool that the guys at Makeout Music were willing to take a chance on this Harcourt Paloma residency simply because of the fact that they believe in the music. Then again though, in theory, isn't that how this is always supposed to work? The music industry is supposed to be about talented people finding creative ways to spread their art and reaching people based on the authenticity and the strength of their messaging. The unfortunate reality is that quality is usually not the main metric that people who have opportunities to provide in this music industry are using to gauge who most deserves them. People have to make rent, they have to support their families, they have to make money, and sometimes the thing that is the most talented or the most appealing or the most unique is not the same thing that sells the best. Often the sellability of something is based on a whole other metric system. Do people who have built platforms in the music industry that have a lot of influence have some sort of level of responsibility to make sure that they're only putting on stuff that they genuinely believe can help and impact people? I don't know. It's a tough question. Can art be distributed through a lens that is entirely non-emotional and strictly based on financial incentive? I don't know. These are very complicated questions. But what I do know is that it's incredibly refreshing when you see somebody who's platforming something based on something that is not financial, not fiscal, and not a way to make money. When they're platforming something based on only emotions and their genuine belief that this art can impact somebody. Through and through, this residency feels like good, talented people platforming good, talented music. And that's something to be thankful for. I'm ATBDante, and this was Scene Analysis.
We went to my favorite diner, listening to you talk about